Welcome to our love story. We've got a little vino this evening because we just got done doing our very first training on how to become a
healthcare traveler.
Yeah, literally only have like 2 sips. Yeah. A successful healthcare traveler, which was amazing.
It was so much fun.
We're celebrating and we thought, let's just roll into it.
Cheers.
Do our next episode of our love story because this one's going to be really fun because it's all about our engagement.
Yay! We realized last episode when we were going through the timeline, it just came out that we were like, so we were engaged and we're like, wait a minute. We never talked about our engagement story. So
we just went like right over it.
Yeah, so we wanted to get that in because it was such a special moment for us, obviously.
Yeah.
And so we're going to let that rip.
We're just going to share our story of the engagement. And as always, please like, comment, subscribe, and
if you haven't seen the other episodes, they're going to be linked at the top. You can go ahead and click and get caught up if you like. If not, just enjoy this story.
Just enjoy this engagement story. Okay, I'm going to set the timer for 7 minutes.
We have been going over, but we got better last episode.
We're getting better.
We're going to nail 7 minutes.
If you don't like it, don't watch it. I mean, honestly, we're gonna try to keep it within the 7 minutes, but totes up to you if you want to watch this.
Your call. You control the play, pause, quit button.
It's gonna be good. Okay, ready?
Go time. All right. So we had been together for what, 6 months?
6 months.
And that seems crazy to some people, but
when did you propose?
I proposed June 13th, 2008.
Nice.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And so basically Kim and I were having this random conversation and she was explaining Newport, Rhode Island, and how much she loves.
Well, I'm from Rhode Island.
Yeah.
And my family has like a cottage there, like a beach cottage, and it's one of my favorite places in the world. It's so special.
And we had just booked a trip up there because one of her family members was getting married, and so we booked a trip, and so she was just talking like, if I was going to get engaged, I would love to be engaged at Newport Beach.
Hint, hint.
And so I basically was like, oh my gosh, like when I propose, I'm going to propose at Newport Beach. And I was like, what did I just say? Like when I propose. So now like I had the thought, like I want to propose. And that just triggered so much emotion and it felt so right. It just felt like, yes, I want to spend the rest of my life with her. She's the one I want to propose to. I want to be engaged. I just really want to. And I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do it when we go on the trip to Newport Beach.
Newport, Rhode Island.
Newport, Rhode Island. And so I called her sister because her sister...
She's like the matriarch.
Her sister's the matriarch. She is everything. Called her sister first and was like, hey, I want to propose to Kim. I'd like to get your blessing. And, you know, what do you think about this? And freaking out, she was just like, oh my God, like, yes, this is great. But you can't propose when you go to Rhode Island. And I was like, well, why not? Kim wants to get engaged at Newport Beach or whatever. She was like, number one, you haven't met the family yet. It's a little chaotic.
It was your first time.
It's a little chaotic because there's going to be a wedding there. There's going to be a lot of people. It's going to be chaotic. You're not going to have a car. You're not going to be able to drive there. It's far away from the house.
Good advice, though.
And so it's great advice. And so it would have just been awful. It wouldn't have been the right moment that I wanted to. And so after I hung up with her, but she's like, do it, do it. Do it. So then I was like, okay, I can't hold on to this idea for very much longer. I got to act on it. And so I basically called my buddy George Rogelis, who was a jeweler in Jacksonville, and I was like, I want to propose to Kim. And he was like a friend of both of ours. And he's like, oh my God, come in right now. Like, come into the store. And they were so awesome. I was so nervous. And they walked me through the process on why I need to get this, why I need to get that. And they're like family. They were like family to us.
Yeah, they were amazing.
They were so cool. And they were like, I understand that this one will be a little bit more expensive, but we got you covered. Like, we're going to take care of you. Don't you worry. You're part of the family, blah, blah, blah. And I bought a unique design ring that his dad designed that nobody had, that nobody was going to have.
Yeah.
And so I bought it that day. And so we were going to a party with George that night. And so we get to this party, and I had done the whole ring thing, and I was so excited. And he introduces me to his mom. Now, Kim and I had never met his mom, but I did at the store that day. And she was so excited. And George is like, you know, Mom, this is Erran and Kim. Erran, this is my mom, and Kim, this is my mom. And she was like, yeah, I met you today.
Yeah, so I was
like, No, you didn't.
Random. Like, why would you have met George's mom?
I was like,
so
no. I was like, no, it wasn't me. It was somebody else. Like, you're probably getting this confused.
And then she got it, and she was like,
yeah, right. No, you're right. Like, we have a lot of people come in the store. I'm sorry. And then Kim leaves, and she's like, oh my God, did I just blow that for you? And I was like, no, Kim has no idea.
I knew.
No, she didn't.
I did. Okay, so
anyway, now I have this ring.
Okay.
And a plan.
So, from my perspective, Erran decided that he wanted on June 13th.
Yeah.
I always forget. June 13th, he says that he wants to take me out on a date, like a real date. We had lived together at the time. So he wanted to do the whole thing where he came and he picked me up.
Which we used to do all the time.
Well, and that's what I was going to say, is that like it wasn't really, I didn't really think that much into it because yeah, he did stuff like that all the time. He was always very romantic, very thoughtful, and always doing like fun, kind things. So I thought, oh, this you do. You were really good at that. You still are. Sometimes.
But I want to PS real quick. Kim also said that if you ever propose to me at a random time, I'll know because you can't get anything past me.
Yeah.
And so that's why I chose to do it this way.
Yeah. So, well, I am like a spy. Like, I do know.
Slash creepster.
I do know everything.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're like, okay, let's get ready for our date night. So he leaves and he goes and gets like flowers and stuff, and he like comes and like knocks on the door. You knocked on the door.
But I bought other stuff too. Trick-or-treaters.
Trick-or-treaters. Another story. So he comes to the door, all dressed cute, has flowers, and I'm dressed to the nine, clearly.
Looking hot.
And we're going to Carrabba's.
We're so fancy.
Okay, back in the day, we didn't have a whole lot of extra money, and like that was our jam. Like when we went to Carrabba's, it was a celebration. Treat. Like
yeah, we get some sangria.
Yeah, and like extra bread.
Overdraw our account.
Yeah, we'd be like transferring money, like because we would like
slash asking my mom for money or something.
God.
Yeah. Anyway,
classic.
Good.
So it was a big deal. So he picks me up, and I didn't know about the basket or anything at first. So we go to Carrabba's, and we're just having like a nice dinner. Like I felt like everything was like chill, everything was cool, and it was fun because it was just like we were on a date, and it was really fun. And so he's like, hey, do you want to go down to the beach and watch the sunset?
Why to the beach?
Well, because I love the beach. Like, the beach is like my soul sanctuary. That is my space. That's where I go to just be, and I love it. And so he knows that. And so he's like, let's go down to the beach and like watch the sunset. And I'm like, that sounds amazing. Like, what a perfect date night. So we get in the truck and we're like driving. So we get to the beach. This is Michler's Beach in Ponte Vedra. And we were like dressed up too. We were like dressed nice. And I had like heels on. And so I don't know why, like I didn't even take my shoes off to go to the beach.
Doesn't matter.
So Erran pulls this basket out of the back of his truck that was literally like 2 miles long. It was huge basket. So we gotta like carry this on the beach.
It had a blanket. I had bought
speakers.
I had bought pillows with MP3 speakers at the time. You could plug your phone into and play music.
That was like pimp back in the day.
Dude, I had wine.
Well, okay, so we get to the beach. Oh,
no,
man.
Overtime.
Okay, we get to the beach, and there was a lot of people there. And we're like, crap, we wanted to have like our own like space.
Well, I was freaking out. No, we gotta keep going. Keep going.
And I'm in heels carrying like a 500-pound basket. I'm like,
no,
what
you weren't carrying
this thing? We were carrying it together because it was so damn heavy. And I'm like,
well, I had a cooler too.
Yeah. I was like, what the heck is going on? Like, we're in full sweat. We can't find a place. There's like mosquitoes everywhere.
Well, she was going, babe, let's just sit here. And I was like, no, we gotta go. Like,
and I'm like, dude, this guy is crazy and too much sangria. So mile or two later, we're in full sweat. I'm like annoyed and like pissed.
Great.
And so he whips out his tricks from the basket and like lays out the blanket, plugs in the speakers, and starts playing our song, which at the time was Rascal Flatts.
Oh my God, Take Me There?
Take Me There.
Take Me There.
Take Me There.
Whoa.
I love that song. Play it. It's a goodie. You should have that as like background music.
Yeah. I'll play it.
So he is like sets everything up. He's like sprinkling like rose petals. Like,
did I have those?
Yes, you were like,
no.
Yes, you did. You were sprinkling them on the blanket, and then I was like, wow, he's like really pulling out all the stops. Like, this is really incredible. Like, this is awesome. And so we sit down, we pour a glass of wine. And so anybody who knows Erran, like, he's a conversationalist. Like, he can have great conversations. He's a talker, like, doesn't stop sometimes.
Oh, until I met her.
Well, I know, I'm a talker too. But, like, he's a talker, so.
I can talk to big groups of people, it doesn't matter.
He doesn't, like, get nervous. He's not like a stuttering Stanley or anything. No. So we start.
Stuttering Stanley?
Yeah, so we start talking, and he's just being so weird, like, awkward, like, just, I don't know, like, just stuttering and, like, just not being himself. And I'm like, dude, what's up with you? Like, why are you being so weird? Like, are you in a bad mood? Like, what's wrong? You know, and I start, like, poking at him, like, what's wrong with you?
You're ruining a good night.
You're ruining our night, you dick. And so,
So what I was doing was basically watching, all these people were out watching the sunset.
Nervous.
And I was so nervous that I didn't want people to be around or hear or do anything.
Yeah, or
and then
watch.
I realized that I wasn't going to get that time.
Yeah.
And so
he before he got down on one knee, he starts talking about how he just wants to be in a serious relationship, right?
Well, P.S. hold on. I had hid the ring in one of the pillows in, like, the little pockets. And so I had to figure out a way to grab it without her noticing. So I was kind of, like, fidgeting around, like,
being, like, so.
And I was trying to create a conversation
you
so
were,
she,
like doing the worm,
like I wanted her to be like, you know, I really want to be in a serious relationship, blah blah blah, and, like, I wanted, like, to talk more so she would be distracted while I grabbed the ring, and then it was gonna lead up into this amazing speech that I had planned out for weeks.
And the speech went something like this. I just want to be in a serious relationship. Like, can we be in a serious relationship? Like, I just want to be in a serious relationship. Like, on repeat. That's all he said. And he's, like, shaking and, like being all, like, creepy.
No, God. It wasn't the apocalypse.
Like, dude, we are in a serious relationship, and I'm about to run into the water and drown myself because I'm terrified right now. Like, he was like foaming at the mouth.
Oh,
like,
my God.
Shaking. I think you, like,
so basically the words were not coming out of my mouth.
And I was like, sure, we can be in a serious relationship. Like, you know, like, cool.
We already are.
We already are. So then he just keeps repeating that, and then I'm like, what the hell's going on? And then he got down on one knee and said, you know,
I pooped the question.
You did poop it out, literally.
Yeah.
Like, I think you sharted.
Yeah.
There was definitely a turtle punching guy.
I get down on one knee and Kim realizes what's going on, and I notice my biggest fear. Somebody walking by taps their partner and goes, look.
Yeah.
And I had already said, will you marry me? And she says,
I'm like, well, I was kind of in shock. And then these people were distracting me, and now they're staring at us, and Erran's like, take it, take the ring, like, frantic. And I'm like, okay. And I just, like, took it and, like,
well, she said, I don't know what to do. And I said, I don't either. I've never done this before.
Just
like,
put it on.
And she goes, what do I do? What do I do? Like, she had already said yes, but they were waiting for her to take the ring and hug and kiss.
They're, like, taking pictures of us. Like, give us a freaking moment,
so I'm
people.
like, take the ring. And she's like, I don't know what to do. And I was like, just take it. It was
it was, like, ferocious. I'm like, okay, sure, yes, I'll marry you. Like, terrified. I was totally just kidding.
Oh my God. So I pressured her into marriage, apparently.
Totally kidding.
Awesome.
I was committing to being in a serious relationship with you, and that was it. And that's how he proposed. And then, like, obviously he had called all of my family beforehand.
I did call her dad as well.
My dad.
I did call her dad, but I called her sister first to kind of, like, get the deets because her sister.
Because if my sister said no, it doesn't matter what anybody else says.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's just how he rolls.
And so I called her dad, and her dad gave me a blessing, which was absolutely phenomenal. And then Eric, and they had talked about it.
My sister's husband.
Yeah, and so they had all known, and so everybody knew, and they were waiting.
And then there was a little party. You had our friends waiting at One Ocean, which is where we ended up having our wedding, like, get together.
You'll see a pattern here.
You'll see a pattern here. But, like, so everybody was waiting for us, and we went and we celebrated with friends, and it was absolutely a beautiful, beautiful night. And of course, I wouldn't have had it any other way. Of course, it had to be weird and, like, frantic and just, like,
comedy filled.
I mean, it wouldn't be us if it wasn't.
Right.
Of course, there's people taking pictures of us, and Erran's, like, posing like a tiger, like, wearing
oh my God, bullshit.
Like, wearing the ring.
No, I was wearing her ring on my fat ass finger. Like, it wouldn't even fit my pinky nail.
You wanted to.
No, but it was like
was fun. It was a really
cool.
great night, and that was 7 years ago. We'll be married 7 years this October.
Wait. So it's 2017, so that was 9 years ago.
So we were engaged for 2 years because we knew we were going to be together.
We had no money.
We didn't have the money. Yeah, like we were in no rush. We're like, let's just hang out. And so yeah, that's the engagement story. Yeah. And it was fun.
And guess what? We went over.
Oh my God. But this is a special. We say this every time. This is a special.
You can't break up an engagement story in 2 segments. Let's just get it out of the way.
No. So, and then we ended up going to Rhode Island, and we were already engaged, so it took the pressure off, and like we could totally just, well, not that I wouldn't know, but Erran could just enjoy himself and have fun and meet my big crazy family, and we didn't even go to Newport.
No, we didn't.
Damn.
But it was really cool because then, like she said, I didn't want to pull, like, who would want to be engaged at somebody else's wedding? That's just poor form.
Steal their thunder.
Yeah, that's just poor form. So I'm glad that, like, Kim's sister really gave me that little bit of knowledge. Little did I know that she'd be giving me knowledge for the rest of my life. That is, like, so awesome.
Very wise.
She's very wise. And so it's so cool that we started from the beginning, that she was like, yeah, good, do it, but.
Which, P.S., side note, my sister is... She and her husband have been married for almost 10 years, and she has like this big beautiful ring, and before I was engaged I used to put her ring on, and she and I thought this would be brilliant. I would put her ring on and just like walk around Erran like just like nonchalant.
I didn't take to that too kindly.
Like hint. I know he did not love that, but it was,
I don't know why.
I always thought it was, we did it actually only once, and I thought it was pretty funny, but it wasn't. Anyhow, that's the end of that.
Yeah. So anyway, that's our story. That's
the engagement story, and hope you enjoyed it. Next week we will be back with another episode, and we don't know what we're talking about yet. So we're gonna sit down and figure this out.
Stay tuned for whatever.
Like, comment, subscribe. We love you guys, and we will see you next week. And if you want to share your engagement story,
please do.
Share it.
We want to hear everybody's stories. We learn from each other's stories. We love each other's stories. That's what brings us together as a community.
It's fun.
It's so much fun. And also, we just hit our new segment of the relationship in a nutshell. It's a lot of fun. It's like basically whose line is it anyway? Improv comedy meets relationship topics.
Yeah, it's so fun. It's 5 minutes.
There's wine involved.
We're just gonna riff on relationship stuff, and it's gonna be so much fun. So check that out.
Check that out.
And
gotta go.
We will see you guys next week.
Bye. Love you guys.